Hi guys, 732 Review Crew back. I'm Mikey.
I'm Eddie.
And I'm Mike.
And we are back today with Season 1, Episode 2 of Fringe. Now that we're past the pilot, I'm pretty excited to see what this show is really about, as we kind of got some insight that it's really fringe science, thus the name Fringe.
Yeah.
And I don't know much about MK Ultra. You were explaining that a lot to me. So I'm excited to see some of those things. But before we do that, I want to say thank you to all the fans who are new here for Fringe. We do appreciate you. I've seen a lot of faces that are very excited that we're starting Fringe, and we're excited too. If you do want to support us, we do have a Patreon which has full-length episodes of Fringe available, which you could watch along with this. You just have to bring your own material. It's basically this reaction minus any cuts, so it's the whole one. You can go watch that if you want, or you can support us on YouTube. Eddie's support is we're thankful for. Otherwise, thank you for joining us. I'm ready to start in 3, 2, 1.
And thank you for watching.
This is the second episode that has started with two people in a bed.
Yeah? You never know about people. My name isn't Amber, by the way. Obviously.
A prostitute?
That's just for the
the
club.
Escort, okay.
I'm like super concerned about this dude.
Yeah, no, I mean, he pulled out the surgical kit and is filling syringes. Yep.
At least it's not milky.
What is it?
What's happening?
Oh god, it's Alien all over again. Is he trying to
Oh
help
my gosh,
her?
she's like, Jesus Christ, bro.
Oh my god.
Everything okay? You need a lift to the hospital. I got a van right here. Thanks, I'll take her. I'll take her.
One of those syringes wasn't for that?
What did he put inside her?
He's actually taking her to a hospital though, so I don't think he knows.
So what is happening? He was gonna murder her and now he's just abandoning her?
What a way to start. It was 100% off the rip.
How many months was pregnant? I'm not pregnant.
What the hell was that?
We lost our heartbeat.
Go for the baby now.
It's not a baby.
It is a baby!
I don't think so.
I am disturbed off the rip.
My tummy hurts. I'm nauseous. I don't like it.
I really don't know what
Is
to...
this whole show body horror?
Will you
Am I gonna be uncomfortable every episode?
Mysteries and origins remain the sole purpose.
Such a great voice.
I called you together tonight to introduce you to my new team, who I've tasked to assist us in our investigation of these events.
Ooh, new team.
Hopefully they'll have more success
Okay.
than our last.
I like how they did it.
Ominous.
More success than their
Adopted
last.
by his contemporaries as the successor to Albert Einstein.
So he's a successor for Albert Einstein? This feels like they're telling us what if we didn't see the first episode.
What? She's the one with the robot arm, right? Why is she on a government council?
Well, that's why she knew about it. And she's like, oh, you don't know about the plan?
Yeah.
Walter.
Papa.
Come on, we got...
Oh, he's missing.
How do you think he sleeps in the closet?
Tell me you're not in the closet.
Because it's safe for him.
What the hell are you doing in there again?
Where I've been for the past 17 years. There was a patient there. He would sing, row, row, row your boat every night. Funny how difficult it is to sleep without that song.
I feel bad for him.
He's deeply traumatized.
He's currently in the car fiddling around with the seat warmer.
New technology.
I've never seen a feature like this before. It warms your ass. It's wonderful. Have you tried it?
Honestly, me every day.
Yeah.
It's cold out.
Was found alone outside the
Even when it's
hospital.
hot out.
She collapsed, suffering severe abdominal pain.
Not for me, but you do
She's Jane
you.
Doe. Prints and DNA are being run now. Should have her ID'd by sundown. At 12:24, less than 2 minutes after she was pronounced dead, Ms. Doe became a mother.
Did the baby survive?
The newborn was convulsing, screaming in obvious pain. They placed it in a bassinet. Were in the process of transferring it to an intensive care when they realized what was happening. It was growing before their eyes.
What?
It's gonna be like a full-grown adult.
Is that why they were freaking out?
It remained alive for nearly half an hour, finally dying from natural causes. It was aging.
Oh man.
Any idea how something like this might happen?
I think you're probably expecting a bit much, Mr. Boyles.
Mitosis. understand what happened here, I'll need to run extensive tests, get these bodies to a lab. Therefore, of course, I'll need a lab immediately.
Doctor, you have one. Your old lab at Harvard, we reopened it for you. Do you not remember that?
I may need you to take samples from a motel room. I need you to come with me. Walter.
Do you see what I'm doing here?
Hey, relax.
I can't figure this out with a girl buzzing in my ear. I'm trying to put these pieces together like a puzzle.
I think I actually got something to sample in here.
Did he drop one of the vials?
No, it
Drop some goo.
Some kind of orange gel. Checking the thread count?
Yes. Open the cabinet.
Why?
There are gonna be sheets in there.
Special sheets?
How'd you do that?
Olivia, what's going on?
That's what he would do. He'd go to motels ahead of time to replace the sheets with leak-proof medical-grade linen so he wouldn't leave any blood evidence.
Who?
Case that John and I worked. Serial murders in New Jersey and New York, and we never caught him.
Oh.
I don't think he did on purpose.
I don't know.
He'd make an incision here along their gums, and then he'd pull their mouths open up to their eyes.
Okay, that's enough. You can stop
He'd go
right
through their nasal cavity and remove a piece of their brain.
And all of this connects to magic old man baby and the pregnant woman. How?
I don't know.
I think he's a red herring. He's coincidentally doing stuff and the women are dying.
He definitely didn't look like he planned
No,
for
like
that,
he's
'cause
gonna
he was
murder them,
trying-
but something happens first.
Yeah.
You want to open up a 12-year-old serial case.
Is that kid old enough to be 12 years murdering?
Look, Olivia, you have nothing to prove.
Yeah, I do. I have to live with the fact that I didn't see him for who he really was.
I'll get you the case files.
He seems like a nice guy.
Genuinely.
Yeah. I hope I don't, like, regret that later, thinking that.
I think he's gonna be like their FBI contact because she seems to have like left the FBI kind
Well,
of.
she's on special assignment.
Yeah.
Most guys bring me to a hotel.
Wow.
Why would she go in?
Windows have a really great view of the bridge.
I don't care about the bridge. What do you like?
Like women
like
who
the
look at the
bridge.
bridge.
Go check it out.
So he is the serial killer.
There was not a doubt. There was no doubt.
He might have been diabetic.
DNA results confirm my suspicions that the woman was impregnated by a man who was the result of experiments identical to those conducted by me in this very lab around 30
What?
years ago.
So you know how this happened?
No. No idea. I remembered where I parked my car.
Really? You remember where you parked your car 17 years ago?
Why do I feel like he's got a dope car?
He's got to have a really
He's got to
cool
have a
car.
dope car.
Or it's like some crazy, like...
Time machine?
No.
It's a DeLorean.
I don't think time mechanics are going to come into this.
No, they definitely. It's not a dope car.
I can't.
It's kind of a dope
car. Look at it.
Isn't it a hearse?
This is your car.
You have no idea where I've hidden things. I need to get these file boxes back to the lab.
You may be able to reanimate dead guinea pigs or whatever, but I can bring anything mechanical back from the dead.
Oh.
That's good.
Yeah. Let's go. We need
You got a mechanic. You got a doctor.
doctor.
I mean, he
got a
knows his
doctorate.
stuff pretty good. Yeah.
He knows how to milk a cow.
Oh.
I hope they don't show extensive pictures.
MRI.
Ah, the pituitary gland. Okay. That's weird.
Well, he was lifting their faces and cutting out
It is a hearse.
part of their brain.
Is it a hearse or is it a wagon?
Hello, I'm Dr. Walter Bishop.
Yes, Dr. Bishop, we've met. I'm Junior Agent Astrid Farnsworth.
Third time's a charm.
Pituitary gland sits situated in the sphenoid bone.
Did you just say pituitary gland?
Did I?
Well, that's how he killed.
Advanced rapid aging, like the disease called progeria, can be induced artificially by manipulating the pituitary gland. Yes, Penrose. Penrose. I remember him, a former colleague of mine. We ran experiments on rapid growth. Obviously, someone has made a breakthrough, and Penrose could lead us to that person.
He's a professor at Boston College.
How convenient.
Is it gonna be our guy?
Do you think he's young now?
So he's using pituitary glands to de-age himself, maybe? To keep him like effectually immortal?
This is crazy.
Oh, I hope we don't have to watch this happen.
That alone is my worst nightmare.
Oh, someone please save her or something. Oh.
Save my eyes, thank you,
okay.
black screen.
Can we
This is not our murderer.
It could be his dad.
You drink tea?
In the years since, have you shared your research with anyone?
I resigned from the employ of the United States government after only 1 year. When I refused to continue, I was harassed.
As sorry as I was to hear about Dr. Bishop's incarceration, I believe it was the
Best thing that could ever happen to humanity. No one in power should ever learn what he knows.
What does he know?
He knows all this fringe science. It seems like he's the one who created fringe science.
Yeah.
Pituitary gland has indeed been removed, and I may be able to posit an hypothesis as to why. Years ago, when I worked with the Defense Department, we were tasked
See the
with a program
experiment?
designed to cultivate soldiers. It was highly theoretical, of course. Female eggs were to be fertilized in a lab and given a cocktail of growth hormones. If perfected, a baby was born and within 3 years aged to the equivalent of a 21-year-old male, a soldier in prime condition.
Clones.
That's dark.
Clones.
Once started, we couldn't turn the aging off.
So you think now what? That the killer somehow continued your work?
Not exactly. But I believe that someone has made a breakthrough, that the killer is the product. To slow the process, he must extract the hormones from the pituitary glands of his victims to treat himself, to stay young.
What?
Yeah.
And the pregnant woman at the hospital.
She was an accident. And the killer's condition was passed on to the baby.
That's... Oh.
This is okay, we're making
Why don't
progress.
you tell her that everything's going to be okay?
She's a loose cannon right now.
You had a way with women.
Christopher!
This is our main
The
villain.
professor?
That's gonna be the doctor.
It's the professor.
100%.
FBI came to see me today.
Yep.
It is his dad.
Oh wait, but he doesn't... Oh, he does know about the murders, okay.
Son, we have to be so
Oh my
careful.
god.
You just need to get one more, and you'll be okay again.
That the last image seen in life, right at the moment of death, is permanently imprinted on the retina of the eye.
Oh.
We need a piece of equipment. It's a laser optic hardware. Very crazy and very, very hard to find. But as it turns out, only one company has the patent.
Massive Dynamic.
Ah.
We already know.
I have reservations about asking Massive Dynamic for a favor.
Before he died, Agent Scott suggested that this was more than a coincidence that you recruited me for this assignment.
Well, she's asking immediately.
Good.
Do you mind if I ask you a personal question about you and Agent Scott? The very last time you were intimate, were you safe? You weren't, were you?
Huh?
Nightmare?
Nightmare,
Yeah.
Agent Dunham,
Oh, daydreaming.
Miss Sharp will see you now.
Oh, he's not even there.
She went herself?
Yeah.
You have my sincere condolences on the loss of Agent Scott.
What do you know about Agent Scott?
They have his brain.
I mean, no doubt some of your male colleagues are assuming that you two were intimate.
She knows.
Well, yeah, they took his body.
I know, that's the fun of it.
They're also a megacore. They have spies.
The electronic pulse camera. Travel safely, Agent Dunham.
A nice Pelican case. Can't wait for someone in the comments to tell me it's not a Pelican case.
I have a Pelican case. I didn't look close enough to be honest.
Oh, I was not ready.
You guys ever see a cataract surgery? They're disgusting.
No, why would I watch
Oh, they're
that?
gonna cut the optic nerve or inject it. Oh, they're lining it up into the optic nerve. That's the way. Oh my god.
He's good at spotting them, dude.
Did you see that?
What was that?
Are we still team he's a clone of his dad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you flip it over?
Yes.
Oh, the bridge.
The bridge. One of the last things she saw was the bridge.
That's a bridge.
That's Sergeant Bridge. That's in Stoughton.
What's in Stoughton?
Warehouse district.
Yeah, that's some crazy software.
That's
For
it.
real.
Pull out to aerial view and triangulate.
It looks
That's
like
more
she's
realistic.
in this warehouse district. The
Bruh.
1600 block of Bond Street.
I've got a gray sedan parked outside Unit 17 at 8:05 a.m.
I've got the same vehicle 8 hours later.
That's the estimated time of death of our last victim.
If you get anything more specific, call me.
Don't go by yourself.
He's going.
Yeah.
He's not a cop.
He's fine.
He's a special agent.
We
He's
saw him
a gun.
tackle a guy in the first
You
one.
don't need a gun, okay?
It's car.
Okay.
Okay.
They're in the right place. Save the girl, please.
Give him a stick.
We just got a pipe.
There you go. See, I told you to get a stick.
FBI, put your hands up. I said put your hands up.
She's alive.
Is there anyone else here? Tell him to ping the GPS for the location. Safety's on the right. Do not let him move.
Go.
Back off.
Did he kill him?
No.
Making popcorn.
Walter, I'm with a woman in her mid-20s. She is going into cardiac arrest due to an overdose of anesthesia. Her heart just stopped.
Do you have any cocaine?
Cocaine? No, I don't have any cocaine.
Oh, that's too bad. I have to shock her heart.
No.
Unfortunately, I don't have a defibrillator.
Is he gonna make a defibrillator? That's crazy.
He's mechanic guy.
Will cocaine restart your heart after
Good. I
anesthesia?
hope you age into an old man right here.
He is.
Good.
Oh, he broke his knee.
He's an old man.
He's got osteoporosis, dude.
Yeah, imagine.
Won't those catch on fire?
That's crazy.
It's not working.
Do it again.
Have to crank it, what?
He's kicking it.
Well, he's just like the start button.
He just kickstarted her heart.
He did.
He's eating popcorn during the whole thing. I love this show.
Good. I hope you're just a pile of dirt with clothes on it.
He should have let me die a long time ago. It was an experiment. Someone paid him. The man to call my father. He should have let me die. But he was blinded because he loved me. He loved me.
Man just literally died. Oh, never mind.
You think therapy is included?
At the TV show or the job?
Both.
I don't think a woman of your talents should be in public service.
Oh. And where should I be?
Here, at Massive Dynamic.
Oh.
Bring me a job.
Massive Dynamic is one of the 10 largest economic entities in the world. The right to direct private armies, to manage global affairs into stable equilibrium.
You're serious?
Not to mention, I believe a position here would speed your effort to find answers.
You're referring to the pattern.
Among other things.
A crazy job offer.
I'm so confused.
She offered me a job.
Huh.
And what did you say to that?
I told her you were gonna give me a raise.
That's the proper answer.
It's one of the inherent pitfalls of being a scientist. Trying to maintain that distinction between God's domain and our own. Sometimes I forget myself, but then you already know that. If you've read my file, then you know the truth about Peter's medical history.
There was no mention of any medical history. Just his birthday.
Oh?
That's totally.
No follow-up question, Miss Detective?
55.
Hey, Walter.
You awake, Peter? Me too.
You think you could do that in your head?
Wasn't I? I thought I was.
Row your boat gently down the stream.
Oh, they're bonding.
That's love.
Merrily, 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 merrily.
Son? Is that you?
Yes, Walter, it's me.
He called him father.
So Walter.
He did? I
Yeah.
thought he said father.
Said Walter.
Oh, well. I thought it was a moment.
I mean, it is a moment.
What does he dream of?
Electric sheep.
This.
The three of them?
There was 3 bodies there. Don't know if they were the same.
Was that the son? 3 bodies?
Well, that seems like a question for next episode.
Yeah, wow. That was a particularly horrifying episode, honestly.
The eyeball popping out, I wasn't ready
Forced
for
pregnancy, forced accelerated pregnancy.
And the
I
fact
don't like that.
Alien prepared me for that.
We thought it was going to be like some kind of creature popping out. No, the baby just got too big too fast.
Like immediately.
And,
Like,
everybody's freaking out because it came out like
she got pregnant and it grew in like a minute.
I would imagine if it was like a toddler coming out. Imagine, and that's why they were freaking out. It literally looked like a toddler.
Well, it was growing in his hands.
That was crazy. So
where do you get all the nutrients?
I don't know. Maybe.
Okay, first of all,
I know.
Good question. Appreciate it. Support it.
The answer is fringe science.
Yeah, I mean, it's so interesting. So the episode is based on the fact that there's a serial killer who is the result of like this super soldier growing like a baby in 3 years to 21 age experiment.
And he needs pituitary glands to stay alive.
The hormone specifically to maintain his, because his probably is over accelerated based on this experiment.
Well, that's your gland to tell you like
to
age or not.
Exactly, and he had to probably inject it into his own gland somehow, just so that it wouldn't be produced to kind of like almost like water it down. Probably the acceleration aging hormone, which was crazy because that means his sperm was also super aging just like him, which is why that happened.
Well, his whole DNA was. I mean,
know.
your sperm's your DNA,
which is super crazy.
Yeah,
and the fact is that it's related to some serial killer case from Olivia's past. On top of that, was pretty interesting, which honestly became pretty horrifying once we learned that the way of killing was to like cut the lip open, flip it up top over the eyes, and then take out the pituitary gland.
I just want to know why they had to be awake.
For the joy of it?
No, I don't think.
Maybe the anesthesia like stopped some chemical from being produced. I know nothing about brain science or my brain at all. It's smooth most of the time.
First of all, we're YouTubers. We know everything that a neuroscientist knows for this discussion, okay?
We don't.
I'm the closest with my radiology.
And that's...
we don't.
So the one thing I'll also bring up, it's important that during one of the conversations they had with, that
guy? Klaus?
Broyles.
Who?
Broyles is the leader of the
Lance Reddick?
Lance Reddick, yes.
Thank you.
That's Broyles. So Broyles basically said that he hopes that they have more success than the last group.
Yeah, no, that was ominous.
So I wonder if we're going to find out about the last group and what happened to them. Like, were they killed because they couldn't, handle one of the missions of Fringe Science? Like, something went super crazy?
I got just pulled into a different dimension.
Do you think there's different dimensions?
There's a god dang Sam Squanch.
Do you think there's different dimensions?
This is what I asked for in episode 1. The god dang Sam Squanch came out of interdimensional portal and killed him.
This type of TV show, that's a potential possibility. Like that there's actually a Sasquatch out there because it's like genetically
an interdimensional Sam Squanch.
Oh God. Which is
God, I'm so stoked for Fringe.
Anything can happen in this show.
I have no words.
So the one thing we also was brought up, who was the agent working for when he died? Do you think it's Massive Dynamic?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You think it's Massive
That's
Dynamic?
why they also took his body.
I mean, she gave that super ominous speech about how they basically control the world. So, like, it's probably a good idea to work.
Well,
for them.
their slogan is "What don't we do?"
Yeah, and that's why she was trying basically to buy Agent, Olivia. Last name, Olivia.
Agent Olivia. That's all you did.
Dunham. Agent Dunham. She bought her. They're trying to buy her out, and she literally, that's probably like the equivalent of. I don't even know what big group asking like a FBI agent to join them. Literally like
all of them.
Yeah, and just because
like a hedge fund hiring a.
What do you mean? That never happened.
Do you think they were trying to buy her to put her on their payroll so that she wouldn't investigate situations?
Yeah, literally, of course.
Because she's doing it pretty decently right now.
Yeah,
we don't know their motive. We don't even have a hint of their motive. Massive Dynamic, there's a chance that they're also fighting a shadow war against Fringe Science.
There is.
There's also a very strong likelihood that they are the evil science. But you know what? I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt.
I mean, all Fringe Science started from what we know, with two
Their
guys.
CEO and a crazy guy.
One of them built this company. The other one ended up in a mental institution for 17 years and knows. Well, I like what they did that his memory's messed up because he knows too much, but they did it well so that we only know.
I remember
what we
when I
have
parked my
to know.
car.
I want to mention something. You mentioned multiple dimensions. Were you serious about that?
Yeah, that's part of like MK Ultra is exploring other dimensions.
What does multiple dimensions mean? Like literally, like this.
So like, what does it mean scientifically, or what does it mean like in the context of this?
What you're trying to say is it like basically they live in like parallel universes.
Other realities.
So parallel universes.
Well, no,
it
that's
doesn't
a
have to be
different
a parallel universe. It's just another
like
reality.
a Doctor, like Doctor Strange type thing, where like the same universe exists, but
10,000 timelines. Sure.
Well, that's a big thing, honestly. Yeah, 10,000 timelines. Where
We're talking about
like a
theoretical stuff that may or may not exist and probably doesn't exist. So like trying to rationalize it can't help you there. Comparing it, yeah, it's like alternate timelines or alternate universes. But it could also just be like
different people,
different planets in Rick and Morty, like how just completely different than Earth.
Do you think Walter is aware of these different universes?
Yes.
Do you think he's been to them?
Probably.
I don't think
it's all theoretical.
I don't think we're gonna go that deep. I mean, we might, but
the only reason why I bring that up is
there's plenty to explore without bringing
honestly, because could that be why his memory is so bad too? Is because he's traveled to so many dimensions, things are just crossed.
Listen, as long as there's
you
not.
just spent 17 years in isolation in a mental institution.
As long as I don't have to deal with the Mer People episode, I don't care.
He hates
about anything.
He hates
else.
ocean monsters. You know there's gonna be one.
I hate fish monsters.
He hates fish monsters.
Why?
They're just, it's unintuitive. Like it's just uncreative.
He gets so mad.
It's just a dude, like with like.
He gets so mad.
Fin. We don't have to launch into this, but I just fucking hate fish people as monsters. They're just like, I think they're uncreative.
As much as Joe hates flashbacks.
It's just it's back to Fringe and the craziness.
No, you're fine. That's a prediction you're making. It's the second episode. You can make a prediction. I'm
making an anti-prediction. I don't want it there.
That's what you're hoping for. Not okay. I mean, with Fringe Science, there's totally a chance that there's some sort of collaboration program where they're trying to make aquatic soldiers at some point, and we're gonna find that out.
Yes.
I think it's just more like DNA experiments,
which is
like,
no, they throw
like not like real. Well, I'm not talking about fish.
They throw
I'm
a
talking
whole
about
bunch
other
of-
realities.
they
I'm bringing
throw-
it back past.
They throw a whole bunch of buzzwords on there from the various different aspects of Fringe Science.
I noticed one of them was transmogrification.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's all.
Yeah,
like,
there's going to be fish people, and I'm going to hate them,
Transmog could just be changing your appearance, a la like WoW transmog, where you transmog your gear. Maybe there's some way to like virtually,
super secret spies.
like
yes.
maybe there's a way to virtually project it on top of yourself.
We're probably going to deal with the shape change.
I think it would be more DNA rewriting.
That would be pretty cool.
To make a fish man.
That would be pretty cool.
That seems like that's
like how the Russians tried to do it with guerrilla soldiers.
I have no comment and no knowledge. of that.
Chimpanzee soldiers. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
All right,
no.
well, we're gonna bring it back to this episode. So the baby died in half an hour, which is crazy because that means it was more accelerated.
Wait, I thought it was 4 hours.
It was.
Stop it! Don't examine the timelines because he aged from 20 to dead in like 5 minutes.
No, but I'm saying like that means.
I don't think there's anything. I don't think there's anything to.
It happened fast.
Do you think
It's
that
ultra accelerated?
So he's obviously one of the babies from the program. Do you think the guy just never had love and that was his way of finding love?
He
by
probably
having a baby.
used his
It's son.
DNA for it.
He didn't.
That's what I think.
Well, maybe they used maybe he was like a donor DNA thing, and they were like, we have to destroy all the eggs, and he was like, I'm gonna take one from me.
Possibly.
I mean, the idea to grow soldiers from 3 years to 21, basically years of age, is a very well thought of thing in many culture, like many media. I'm sorry, not cultures, but like for example, Star Wars with the clones and Clone Wars being basically this. It's not a bad
Literally
idea
that,
because technically it's terrible to say, but these soldiers have no identity beyond fighting in these wars for you, so it allows them to be trained in a certain way and also remove certain expectations.
That's the current. Yeah. For the purpose of mediums, yes, that is the idea behind it. In reality, though, there's a whole bunch of ethical considerations.
It's true.
Of course.
Once it hits like actually happening, but
Any
that is
sentient life.
That is like something that, besides being like obviously of interest to DARPA and similar governments, being able to grow your own soldiers would be essentially the best option because then you don't endanger your own people, and it just comes down to how good's your production.
Fair.
I'm trying to remember the movie that they grew people for parts.
Yeah. See, again,
It would have tied in real
and
well with
that's
Fringe.
all about ethical considerations.
It could be
'cause,
like organ harvesting.
Like if you grow someone for parts and like their brain's fully developed, like can you still kill them?
Or it's organ harvesting, right? Yeah.
That's why it's like
It's a whole
stem
ethical
cell stuff.
consideration.
It's a
I
whole
would not
interesting-
be surprised to see Massive Dynamic doing that.
I'm gonna be honest. I won't be surprised either if I see them do that either. So the one thing I want to see more of potentially is Walter finding random caches of his stuff all over town that he suddenly remembers. And maybe there's fringe science in certain places because they totally were like, he's like, I have a car, and they went and found the car. So next time he might be like, I have a helicopter, and they're gonna be like, look at the helicopter, and it's like where I have a spaceship.
Dude, what if he has Tesla's death ray?
He might have a death ray.
He might have Tesla's death ray.
He might.
That'd be crazy.
Because why not?
And that's how they're gonna fight interdimensional Sam Squanch.
I hate you. We brought it back to Sam Squanch, of course. So I also want to say, in regards to Walter, that the actor John Noble has been playing a crazy person fantastic.
Oh yeah.
From the ranging emotions and the facial stuff and whatnot to like just his tone. Like when they were like, when in the episode that began, they were like, "Where is Walter?" Not in his bed, and I was just like, "Oh, he's in the closet." Because I was like, "Well, what else makes sense for somebody who's been deprived of basic, living?"
The writers are doing a really good job of displaying his mental illness.
Things make sense, and you can, if they didn't explain it, there would be an easy explanation for half the things you see that aren't fringe science, like him being crazy, why he's in the closet, and things like that, which is pretty interesting. And then because Peter saw his dad in such a way, it kind of broke down a little bit of the defense that he had, because he's like, well, he's obviously been tormented or just like demented because of being in prison.
We also don't know his history yet, so depending on how much his dad did to him, the hate is not going to unravel that fast.
Well, his dad, the first episode, was asking about his vitals, and then in this episode, he asks about the health,
the medical history.
So does that mean that he was sick or something? Or
no, I think
they cloned life.
I think it's his. I think he cloned his.
Do you think they're trying to hint towards that with this second episode being like this, where there's like growth and stuff, and he's perfected it, whereas this guy has like a chap, like a scuffed version of it?
Yeah, I mean, I think like a breakthrough like that is probably what made his partner betray him, because he stole that technology or something.
Interesting.
I think that's what it's gonna kind of boil down to at some point.
Dude, I want to see.
He had to have taken some. There had to have been something worth taking for him to frame his partner and then go on to start the biggest company ever.
Well, I mean, the partner really clearly said nobody should know what we know, or especially.
Well, that was just one of the doctors, not the partner.
The partner who like was teaching was like, nobody should know what we know. So like, what else do they know besides this? Obviously, we see aging really fast has been one of the options. The first episode was, I forgot which one honestly was in the first one. I think it was the where they went into like the sleep chamber. What were they doing that for? I can't remember honestly. First episode.
They were talking to the unconscious people.
Yeah.
Via dreams.
Yes, to figure out the terrorists with the bombing because of the liquefying drug. That's right. That basically like turned them into lepers and they lost their body parts.
Yep.
Okay. So like they're kind of like trying to link it together, and we're finding out that obviously almost every single thing that occurred, Walter was a part of. So like,
well, his science was the root of all that is occurring.
And it seemed like on the first two projects, he's had some sort of like even just a little bit of a hand or like his toe dipped into it. So we're gonna find out probably like the big bad thing potentially, like for example, like what's happening maybe was caused by him unintentionally and has been set forward like this, like because technically he's pretty much involved in everything, and maybe Massive Dynamics is trying to stop it.
Dude, I wonder
or control it.
Since this is like all East Coast based, I really hope they bring up Bell Labs. Bell Labs, little history lesson.
The one in New Jersey.
Yeah. That so basically Bell Labs before it was AT&T was like this giant conglomerate at one point, and Bell Labs was basically where they funneled all of their profits, because back then there was a high tax rate once you made too much money, so they dumped it all into research, and a lot of absolutely crazy zany stuff was going on there. And I really hope we get to explore that in this show.
New Jersey, because they do mention New Jersey, New York in this. That'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah, Massachusetts. Yeah, they're East Coast
Boston,
for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think they're centered in. It would probably be DC, right? Because
I thought their main office is Boston.
Could be. The office, yeah. No.
They're East Coast. They're somewhere. They're Northeast.
So most thing I'm excited also to find about is what are those three people? I think it was Peters. It was three Peters, I think.
At the end of the episode,
are they clones? Are they different?
Yeah, they're just in Massive Dynamics basement.
I didn't notice if they even all look the same.
I think they
look like it. They look like the serial killer.
No, a serial killer.
They look like the serial killer.
I don't.
We'll find out.
I don't know. Am I wrong? Okay, we'll find out. One way to find out. That's for us to keep going. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Fringe. We do appreciate you. Check out the Patreon for full lengths of this and other series, and as well as voting on replacement polls and movie polls. If you want to help support us, it does go a long way. Otherwise, make sure you hit subscribe. Let us know in the comments if you're enjoying our reaction or discussions and our wackiness, especially because we go off the rails sometimes with discussions.
Sometimes.
And bring it back with some tinfoil hats. Yeah. We'll see you next time. Thank you for joining us. I'm Mikey.
I'm Eddie.
And I'm Mike.
We're the 732 Review Crew. Have a nice day. Last
Toodaloo.
night / evening / whatever.